Yeah, what up, Kyle here. I want to talk about Roman Reigns, WWE um, title victory last night on Raw. Um, first of all, going off from TLC, Roman Reigns gets screwed. Triple H comes out. Roman Reigns just beats the hell out of Triple H, gives him a nasty spear towards the end of TLC. A lot of people, surprisingly, were really they were cheering for this. They were cheering for it. Which I reason why I say it was surprising because earlier on in the match, in the TLC match, people were chanting NXT. We want Cena. We miss Rollins. They were doing everything but not paying attention to the match that was going on between Sheamus and Roman. So for them to turn a dime, so to speak, and get behind Roman when he was beating up Triple H was pretty shocking. Anywho, carry on to the next night on Raw. Stephanie calls out Roman, slaps him in the face. Vince McMahon makes a surprising appearance, and when Vince McMahon comes on TV, you know it's going to be a pretty good episode of Raw, and B, WWE are in some tough times because Vince only appears on television when the ratings are low. um, so, but you still know it's going to be a good day in the office when he does appear on TV. Anywho, Vince tells Roman to basically beg for his forgiveness, or he'll fire him, and basically gives Roman the ultimatum, gives him a rematch for the world title, saying if he wins, he wins, but if he doesn't, he'll be fired. Well, anyway, long story short, you get to the main event after a couple more kind of like screw jobs or distractions at least. Roman Reigns, Superman punches Vince McMahon, crowd pops. Sheamus hits with a bro kick. He kicks out. Sheamus tries a second bro kick. Roman Reigns hits him with a nasty spear, which, by the way, Roman Reigns' spears over the last, I'd probably say maybe 2 months to a month and a half, or a month and a half to 2 months, have been getting more like deadly looking. They seem like they're getting more impactful, which I like. But anyway, hits Sheamus with a nasty spear. 1, 2, 3, new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I popped for this. I thought it was cool. It was an awesome. I won't say awesome, but it was a good moment. It was a great moment. I felt Roman deserved it. I found it very funny how he won it in Philadelphia, which was the same city and same arena that booed him out of the building, earlier this year in January. And quite a few people were behind him. Now, I won't say everyone were, it wasn't a huge mega pop or anything like that. He had a good reaction. He had a good reaction. I'll just say that. No one were popping, but he did have a good reaction. I figured WWE probably feel like, you know what? Which to me, I think him winning the world title last night on Raw on free TV and the way they went about things, I thought was probably the best moment for him to do it. Because I think if they would have dragged this out and tried to do that whole, Chronicle WrestleMania moment, I think people would have, people are already, stopped watching Raw. I think would have really by then would have been off the bandwagon, even if WrestleMania season wasn't full swing, if they would have kept it with the whole Roman get screwed thing. So for them to do it right now, I think WWE probably felt like, you know what? If we can't get 100% of people behind them, if we can only get, the 45 to 50%, fuck it, let's do it now. Pull the trigger. And, from the way they book things, from the ending of TLC going into Raw, they had to do it this way. They had to give them the belt. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good moment. Because I've been a fan of Roman. It is interesting because I was watching Raw all the while paying attention to some things on social media, the Facebooks, the Twitters. And one thing I thought was interesting was how, since Roman has become champion, you get a lot of these bandwagoners, these bandwagon fans. Now, granted, a lot of the criticism that was towards Roman, some of it was justifiable. Others, I think, were not. Because I think after a while, people just started to bitch just to bitch. But I think moving forward, I hope that WWE really pays close attention because I think the bigger key is not not where they go from here, but how do they book Roman from now on? Because the way he acted, at the end of TLC, the way he acted during, Raw, words were few, did more action, less talking. That's how Roman Reigns needs to be booked. He doesn't need to be booked, like the John Cena 2.0. Roman Reigns needs to be booked like a Goldberg. Less talk, more action. When he does speak, his words are less and few. He needs to go back to his Shield roots in terms of his persona. Maybe not the ring gear, but his persona needs to go back to his roots where he's silent but deadly. And hopefully, WWE moving forward will book him that way because that's how he needs to be booked. Anyway, I thought it was a great moment. Seeing him celebrate with the Usos and Ambrose, and he even cut a little promo afterwards on the network, or you can even find it on YouTube. They had it on YouTube as well. If I'm saying, I think he won the title on his daughter's birthday, which was nice or whatever. I just find it interesting. Kind of two things. One, looking back, I'm not really saying looking back, but looking at the bigger microscope, it literally had to take the entire McMahon family to put Roman Reigns over. From Triple H to Stephanie to the man himself that runs the place, Vince McMahon. It took the McMahon family to put over Roman Reigns. And it's kind of cool in one sense, but also it's a little bit sad because it kind of goes to show you the lack of depth and star power in terms of top heels that they have on the roster. Because anytime you have to use the McMahon family, who are not wrestlers with the exception of Triple H, but even he is a part-timer, kind of shows you, the detriment of top heels that they have in the company. Anytime you have to throw the McMahon family at Roman to get him over, still a cool, thing, but looking at it from on the bigger microscope, um, it shows signs of other things that they need to be concerned with. But still, I thought it was cool. A lot of people can suspect that, or do suspect that, Roman and Triple H will probably more than likely have a match at WrestleMania. I'd be cool with that. That'd be fine. I think Roman going up against the Authority, over the belt, and then probably not wanting him to be world champion and all of that. I think that'd be cool. That'd be fine. I don't think I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think that's probably the best storyline that can go with Roman moving forward. Is to have him feud with the entire McMahon family over the belt, them not wanting him to be champ and whatnot. I think that would benefit Roman more. That, as well as, just having him be booked as a beast and not really talking very often. I think that would do it. But to me, looking back, and then the other aspect looking at it too, I thought was kind of interesting was that for the better part of 2015, or should I say early 2015, we started it off with Seth Rollins as the WWE champion, and we're ending 2015 with Roman Reigns as the WWE champion. Point I'm making is that these are some new, fresh faces. Granted, Brock was champion coming into Royal Rumble. Sheamus was champion for all of 3 weeks, but basically for the good portion of 2015 and ending 2015, you have Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns as WWE champion. I think that's a good thing. I will give WWE credit for sticking to their guns, regardless of lack of star power or thereof on the roster. They stuck with what they have. They didn't go back to the well or back to the safety net being John Cena or Randy Orton. Obviously, he was injured, but they didn't go to the safety net known as Cena or what they would normally go to. They stuck with the guys they had. They tried to work with what they had, and that's what they need to do. So I'm excited for Roman. Proud. I think it's his time now. He's been here for 3 years. They've done everything they can with him. Why not And it's like let's see what he can do with the belt. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. A lot of people have argued, unlike Rollins, they don't think Roman would be booked like shit as a world champion compared to Rollins. But which I can see that. I can see why people would make that statement. But I'm interested, all none the least, to see where they go from here, and Roman being a world champion. How will the ratings look? Even though they don't really matter to me, but how will they look with Roman as champion? Where do they go? What are you guys' thoughts on Roman Reigns being the new WWE champion? From TLC going into Raw. What are your thoughts in the box below? Comment, subscribe. Peace.